It is time for you to travel, and you have your beloved full frame camera with interchangeable lenses. I've got the Sony a7C. You also have an iPhone 16 Pro. This thing is incredible. It can do everything. Both of these come with a whole lot of pros and a whole lot of cons. And did I mention that I'm going to be biking some of the classic climbs of the French Alps? And then I'm going to Paris. Going uphill sucks. So we're going to ask ourselves, which one is the best for travel? Now those pictures in the intro were from my trip to France. Could you tell which ones were taken with an iPhone and which ones were taken with a full frame camera? It's not the easiest to figure out, but if you stick around, we're going to give you the answers. Let's talk about portability. Day one, Trek Travel. This is our first climb.
Just like back home, except we're in the Alps in France.
We made it to those Alps. Woohoo! When it comes to traveling, you can only have so much space. You're limited in what you can bring. What do you need to bring if you want to bring your full frame camera while traveling? To bring a full frame camera, you've got to bring a lot of gear to go with it, and you know this. If you bring the iPhone 16 Pro, here's what you got to bring with you. A charger. That's it. So when it comes to portability, is the iPhone a little better? 100%. Do you have to bring a lot more stuff when you travel with your full frame camera? Yes, and that's kind of the adventure. Day two, Trek Travel. Classic climbs of the Alps. We are doing the Col d'Alvarez. The tech specs between these two cameras are very similar, and they're also different. With the full frame camera, I am going to be able to shoot a 24 megapixel picture, and I'm also going to use 64 gigabyte SD cards. So you can take a lot of pictures, and you can also shoot in RAW. I love the consistency of this format. It's very fixed. I know what I'm getting, easy to understand. Day three of the classic climbs of Trek Travel. Woo! Yesterday's 99-kilometer ride of the Colombert has been replaced. Today we got 70 kilometers, 2 decent climbs. When you travel with the iPhone 16 Pro, you have, well, 3 different choices that you can choose from. The very first mode you can shoot in is the Apple Pro Max Fusion camera, which can capture up to a 48 megapixel picture and get a great dynamic range. But what does this all mean? It means if you were to take a picture in your backyard of some flowers in the Pro Max RAW, you're going to end up with a 36 megapixel picture with a file size that is 70.5 megabytes. This is a huge file size. If you use this format, your camera is going to fill up very quickly. The next option is to shoot in a smaller file size known as JPEG. You go into your backyard and you take a picture of your flowers, you will come up with a picture that is roughly 16 megapixels with a file size that is 4.12 megabytes. This is a lot smaller than when you shoot in the Apple Pro Max. You have a third choice. You can now put it into high efficiency. This is the Apple Codex. It captures a little better dynamic range, but what it really does is it is going to compress your file size. If you take a picture of your flowers in the backyard and you use the high efficiency, it is going to be a 16 megapixel picture, but it is only going to be 2.1 megabytes. What do I do? So when it comes to travel, it's an interesting thing with the tech specs. I would like to know, what settings do you keep on your iPhone for when you travel? Day 4, Trek travel. We are cranking it up. The Col de Galdon. You want to wake up? This will do it. Here we go, 19 kilometers. We've done 4. When it comes to shooting video, either full frame or iPro 16, which one is really best to have? Well, what I discovered is when I travel, I tend to not shoot a whole lot of video using my full frame camera. I just don't. But what I do like to shoot is short little video clips on the iPhone 16 Pro. It's easy and it's convenient and I can send them. So I tend to lean a little bit more this phone for shooting video. The Alduez and me, day 5. This is the start. I've only been dreaming about it. And now we get to live it. Woohoo! We are clan. We are halfway up the Alduez and cruising. It's a gorgeous day. I'll see you at the top. Which leads us to the question, why pack a full frame camera at all? And to me, the answer is very simple. Bokeh, bokeh, and bokeh. But I also think the #1 reason why you want to take your full frame camera boils down to when I was walking the streets in Annecy, France. I would see the picture, I would look through the viewfinder, I would compose the photo, I would take the photo, I would repeat. Having the full frame camera in my hand slowed me down, made me more creative. I was very deliberate in the shots that I took. I felt like I was becoming a better photographer. That's why you want to pack one of these things when you travel. Which brings to the next question. We just saw the guys from GCN on YouTube. So I'm gonna mark this spot, see what episode we turn up in. Why do you want to take an iPhone 16 Pro for you when you travel? Well, I'm gonna break it down into one word: selfies. It is so convenient to take a selfie on an iPhone where it's not really convenient to take it on a full frame camera. I had a really good time taking selfies. My favorite was when we ran into the street at the Arc de Triomphe. Traffic is on both sides of you. You can literally 0.5 it, hold it out, and go boom, 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 and then run back to safety before you get hit by any cars. Portability, convenience, absolutely loved it. Well, how do you recover after making it up all those classic climbs in the Alps? You rent a bike and you go to Claude Monet's garden, and that is how you recover. Look at this. Which one is better for travel? Let's take a simple test. And here's what I did. I went to the Louvre on Tuesday morning, knowing that the Louvre is closed that day and that the whole pavilion with the pyramid would be relatively empty. And I would try to take a series of pictures. One picture using the full frame camera, and then I would try to take an identical picture using the iPhone 16 Pro. I'm going to show you 2 photos, and let's see if you can guess which one is full frame and which one is iPhone. The first one was the iPhone, and the second one was the full frame camera. Let's do it again. Here we go. 2 more photos. Which is full frame? Which is iPhone? The first one was the full frame, and the second one was the iPhone. If you do a great job of composing your shots, and the person who looks at your shot says, wow, that's a nice shot, or you emit some kind of emotion from them, it doesn't really matter if you have a full frame or if you have the latest cell phone in your pocket. You just want the person seeing your photos to enjoy them, which is always kind of funny. So if it was up to me and you are an enthusiast, I would 100% say when you travel, you gotta bring both, because you're gonna get two very different styles of photo depending on who you are as a photographer and video enthusiast. Keep taking pictures, keep shooting video, and keep traveling, because the world is one big adventure and we've got to capture that adventure using whatever we have. Until then, we'll see you guys on the Champs-Élysées.